Welcome to Homemade Money with Bethany Williams and Jack King today. And I also want to introduce you to Milo. Milo, look at the camera over here. Okay, look at the camera. She's just like my kids. She never pays attention. Hi, and welcome to our show today where we're going to talk about horrible bosses, people that divert you from your life mission, and things that get in your way of living your dreams. I'm Bethany Williams, mother of 3. Yes, I lived through 3 amazingly wonderful children, and 2 dogs. Whoop, where'd the other one go? But we're here today with Jack King, who's a consultant and has written 2 books. And we're going to talk about horrible bosses and people that divert us from our life mission. So we got a lot of truckers watching the show and their wives at home. I liked the story about your boss. So tell me about your worst story with your horrible boss.
Yeah, this is one when looking back, I think of this situation as this guy was the Mark Spitz of bad bosses. Whoever was in second place, couldn't even see him in the water. This is one in a nutshell where by innocently revealing that 2 senior executives were married
in the same company.
In the same company.
They were married to each other.
And yeah,
Wow.
and there was no corporate guidelines that said that was, wrong. Mm-hmm. They both happened to be out on a family vacation. And I had a major account that they were supposed to be doing a new project for. And so in replying back to my contact, I simply said that, that they were out on a vacation and they'd be back the following week.
Understandable.
But the president went crazy when he found out that I had revealed that the 2 were married.
So he wanted to keep it a secret.
For whatever reason. I don't know if he thought that, that the industry would think less of them because they had 2 senior executives married.
Probably.
I don't know if he thought that it was just not appropriate. I don't know if he thought it was a corporate secret, whatever. But he literally had me walk outside so nobody could hear, and he started saying, "Mother," fill in the blank. Mm-hmm. His face was that close to mine, spittle was hitting my face. I mean, he went on for 10 minutes. He must have said that, the MF, 100 plus times. Mm-hmm. He was beyond enraged. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, I really need this job. Do I deck him? Do I just take this? And I'm sitting there watching his face. I mean, analyzing, just watching. And this guy was going crazy. He was going nuts. And finally, a friend of his that was doing remodeling on the building next door that he had bought happened to be walking up, and if he finally calmed down and got a hold of himself. And what's so odd is the very next morning, the same man was just friendly.
Like nothing
had happened.
Right. Because I think what people bring to work is all of their baggage and all of the stuff that's going on, and they just spill it on the people at work.
Yeah, the thing of it is that, we have an audience of truckers, and they're entrepreneurs. Many of them want to have their own businesses. Their wives may want to have their own businesses, and they're going to face situations where they have people that are obstacles.
Yep.
Or they may have situations where they got someone that's really being a bully. Mm-hmm. And they've got to adopt smart stratagems to be able to deal with that.
And most of us are better dealing with it with our kids, but then when it happens to us, we don't know what to do.
That's exactly right. The mama bear comes out, when someone, comes after your kid, and don't cross the mother, but it happens to you, and you're saying, what do I do?
What do I do? Because we're vulnerable. I had a lady at work one time. I was in a professional office. She sat me down, and she was in a higher level position. She was very powerful, and she looked me right in the eye, and she said, "I don't like you." And I said, what, is this something about my work? Is there something I need to improve? Is there something I need to change? And she said, "This doesn't have to do with your work. I don't like you personally." And I was aghast. I was the only person working in my household. I support my children. I was starting to feel that panic that you feel like you said, I need this job. I was starting to feel that was kind of rising up in my chest. And she said, you've got to leave. And I said, I can't leave. I need the job. I'm working for a paycheck. I need to work here. And she goes, you don't understand. If you decide to stay here, it will be like death by 1,000 cuts. You will slowly bleed to death. And I'll make sure it happens. And she got up and walked out of the room. And I felt like a 2-year-old that had just been slapped in the face. I literally broke down and bawled. And I'm not an emotional person at work. But that pressure feeling of I'm a single mom, I've got to provide for my kids, and this person does not want me here and has the political power to make my life miserable. It was horrible. I lost 10 pounds in 7 days. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I was trying to find out what my other options were. I had rolled all my retirement monies there, and so financially I had so much invested. But what do you advise people when they're up against something like that?
Well, you know, first of all, when you're in a situation where someone has power over you, it's not like schoolyard bullies. You know, I had schoolyard bullies in elementary school and junior high, and got in a lot of fights, and I won every one of them. I mean, I got to where bullies left me alone. Well, you can't physically fight.
Right.
You know, in your job, in your profession, in your company.
Yep.
And so you got to be smarter and tougher. You know, I would say point one is, you know, you need to carefully analyze the situation. You know, if it's a situation that you're working for a big company, then number one, I would try to be the best employee I possibly could. Hunker down.
Just
you know,
really
be better than you've ever been before.
Yep.
Number two, don't be stoic, but you want to be cool, calm, and collected. You know, when you're facing that person or that situation, you've got to have it all together.
Yeah, I was never good at that.
Yeah, and third thing is take copious notes on when situations happen. You want to take detailed notes on, you know, the date, time, all of that kind of stuff. You just never know when that ammunition may come in handy.
Right, when you might need it. Secret notes.
Exactly. And the last thing is, you know, make allies of people that may have been mistreated by the same person within the company.
Yep. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching Homemade Money right here on CFF Nation. And when you come back, we're going to talk about the people that are keeping you from starting your company or making money at home. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Homemade Money. You're here with Bethany Williams and Jack King, consultant and author of 2 books. And we're talking about horrible bosses and difficult situations at work. As well as now I want to move into a lot of these people that want to start businesses. And a lot of them have naysayers in their life that are telling them, you can't do that. You just do what you're doing. You can't make money at home. You can't, and they're getting a lot of, you can't start your own business, you can't do this. So let's talk a little bit about naysayers.
Yeah, what you've got to do is you've got to learn to surround yourself with people that believe in your dream. You've got to surround yourself with a support team of people that will encourage you and that will believe in your capabilities. Maybe they don't fully understand your vision, but they believe in you as a person. And so you've got to surround yourself with people that will not just give you encouragement, but you can turn to them and talk to them in tough times and get encouragement when you're down, when things aren't going as smooth as they should be.
Because I think you've been given those visions for a reason. Exactly. If you have a dream, it's been put on your heart because it's your responsibility to go after it. But then we tell people about it, and we end up with all those naysayers. That happened to me when I said I wanted to write a book.
Yeah, it seems to be the human condition that sometimes even your closest friends, say, oh, you can't be doing that. You don't have the experience to do that. You don't have the creativity. No, I can't see you doing that. Sometimes even close relatives and close friends will be your worst enemy.
I think usually it's the people that are closest to you that are going to knock you down.
Exactly. And so, when you have a vision, and it's a good vision, and you know it's a good vision, You know, it was planted there for a reason.
Purpose. Yeah.
And so it's up to you to bring that in fruition. And, you know, all the journeys you're going to go through until you get that to maturation, you know, it's going to be up to you. And as part of that process, you want to surround yourself with people that are supporting you.
I'm going to encourage you.
You want to put your goals for your vision down on paper.
Yeah.
And manageable chunks.
I think there's something that happens when you take your dream and you write it down. There's something, when you see it in writing and you know that this is what I want to do.
Exactly.
Something transforms inside your head.
Exactly. I mean, the listening audience, I mean, a lot of you truckers, you know, you want to have your own business. Or if you've got your business, you want it to be much bigger, 5 times the size it is now in 3 years' time.
Or their wives want to start businesses. They want to make money at home. They want to start initiatives. And sometimes they're not doing it because someone's told them they can't.
Exactly. And the bottom line is, you know, you don't know how high you can go. You don't know your internal abilities and capabilities. I mean, the human spirit is meant to soar. And so you want to let yourself free to soar.
Right.
You want to carry your vision just as high as it can go. And don't let people stay in your way. Don't let obstacles stand in your way. You know, don't let situations stand in your way.
And you're speaking from experience, right? Because you had a vision. You had something you wanted to do, and you waited a long time to do it, didn't you?
Actually, I did. You know, I had 35 plus years, pretty successful in sales and marketing and business and development, etc. But at a young age, I wanted to write. And you know, I finally got to the place where I said, if I don't sit down and write, I'm never going to do it.
Right.
And so finally, I put a stake in the ground and I started working on my first novel. And you know, it was hard getting started. But as time went on and it progressed, I got more and more excited about it, about the breadth of the characters and, you know, vitality of the story and everything.
So we let age get in our way, don't we? We see a number and we think, I know I was over 40 when I wrote my first book, and I remember thinking, well, I don't know, this is kind of late in life to start doing something like this. So I think we see our numbers, our age, we might see the age of our children or how long we've been doing something else, and we almost limit ourselves.
Exactly. I mean, there's people that have written bestseller books, they're 80 years old. There's people that's run marathons, they're 80 years old. I mean, there's people that have invented things. I mean, age is just a number. In my case...
Keep telling me that. My daughter told me one year, my daughter's 28 now, my oldest, she told me, Mom, you got to stop lying about your age because it doesn't make sense when I tell people how old I am. But you wanted to write books.
She needs to tell the truth and say you had her when you were 10 years old.
I did, actually. You know, I didn't. You wanted to write a book, and you finally sat down and did it.
I did. I've got 2 novels that's out right now, and actually they have themes that's apropos for what we're talking about today. One book, Quest for the Middle Kingdom, is
Quest for the Middle Kingdom.
Quest for the Middle Kingdom. About a Scottish Highlander who goes on to become a young missionary.
That's the one you told me there was some sex in, right? So that's the one I'm reading.
A honeymoon.
Oh, honeymoon chapter.
He's married to his wife. It's all legal.
You know, I'd just say if I was a truck driver's wife and I was home all the time, I'd be reading every dirty novel there was.
But this guy had a vision, and he had all kinds of obstacles to keep him from fulfilling his vision. And the other novel, Time Rider Wildertrack, is about a young boy, 14 years old, who has all kinds of bullies at school. You know, he has a time travel experience where he goes back in time to rough and woolly frontier days, and he faces bullies there.
All kinds of obstacles like we face in our lives.
And in the end, he finally defeats the bullies. He gains all kinds of self-confidence, and he's truly it's like a coming-of-age story. He's like a truly grown-up kid now. And so, you know, both of these books have really good messages and themes that's apropos for people that may face bullies in their business, or for people that may have naysayers or people that are keeping them from reaching their vision.
And what was the names of them? The two?
It's one is Quest for the Middle Kingdom,
Quest for the Middle Kingdom. Mm-hmm.
Time Rider, Wilder Track.
I like it. I like it. And those will have themes of overcoming obstacles and fighting bullies.
Exactly.
And I absolutely love it.
With
Jack,
tons of adventure and romance.
and a little romance. That's what I need. A little romance and tons of adventure. Thanks for joining us on Homemade Money. And I hope that you found something in this segment that you can use in your own life. And thank you, Jack, for joining us.
My pleasure.
We'll see you next week. Have a fabulous day.
I need a girl thing tonight. Gather the girlfriends for a really good time. Hit the dance floor.